reach out to, make the fight. But we didn't know how serious it was. Me and Ryan, we just basically got on the phone. I told him everything I wanted. And I am a competitor. And, when I first started out boxing, when I took it serious and, I was like, this what I'm going to do. I wanted to be, I said, I'm going to be great in the sport. I'm going to be the best. I'm not in here to be, just a competitor. I'm not in here to be just one of the other guys. I want to be the best. I want to be the guy. So it hasn't, nothing has changed. So the world could just see me face it. But, I'm going to rise even higher than I was before.
Now that you're taking care of business, how does you and Devin Haney end? How does that fight go?
A knockout.
45 seconds left, Kenny. Stay sharp, baby.
Bro, I'm real, bro. I'm for real. And put anybody in there in front of me, I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm gonna stop them. Put your money on it.
Keyshawn Davis delivered a big TKO win over Jermaine Ortiz in his junior welterweight debut and immediately used that stage to call out Devin Haney for a future fight, shaking up the boxing world.
And the you is, you called out Devin Haney. You talked the other day, and I told you what Mickey Bay said about Devin Haney and you fight. I talked with somebody that you might know from when you were younger, Coach Sean from Norfolk, Virginia. He told me, when it come to fighting, Keyshawn Davis is just a mean little dude. Like, you can come, you want to box and do all that. He love to fight. Now, I asked you this about Mickey when it came to Devin Haney. Now that you're taking care of business, how does you and Devin Haney end? How does that fight go?
A knockout.
Haney responded directly on social media. Haney replied to the call-out aimed at him with a very concise message. Keyshawn, let's do it. Signaling that he acknowledges Davis's challenge and isn't dismissing the idea outright. Keyshawn Davis fired back confidently, saying he'd beat Haney by knockout if they faced off and insisting he's ready for top-level competition.
Devin said, let's do it. I know he's dealing with some legal issues. I don't know what happened. He said he had to turn himself in, but I believe he tweeted Keyshawn, let's do it.
He said that?
Yeah, but he tweeted something like that. Yeah.
Well, Bill was in my DMs. We already was talking about it, honestly, before he even hit the media. So I know it's going to happen in 2022.
And you're good going straight to Devin in your first fight at 47?
If it make money.
Davis insists he'll fight anybody and isn't afraid of big names, saying he's for real music and will stop whoever's put in front of him as he chases elite opponents like Devin Haney, Lewis Crocker, and Dalton Smith to prove himself at the highest level.
Devin, you set your targets publicly on Devin Haney, #1 welterweight by ring, most estimations right now, champion. Why is that? Why Devin Haney? And you have half the amount of professional fights he has. Do you think that's something? There's enough in it for him when he's.
I was 6-0 fighting people with 30+ fights, bro. Stop.
I don't mean it from that. What I mean is
stopping him.
Why is he
stop it? No, I'm playing. I'm playing, bro. Nah, why Devin Haney, bro? Honestly, because he's a star. He's a superstar.
You asking that question. I felt like that's what it was. Go ahead.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I'm ready to fight anybody. So I'm going for the.
Davis blasted Devin Haney, saying that although Haney moved up in weight from 135 pounds, he still doesn't hit hard and lacks knockout power, claiming he'd be able to stop him and that Haney hasn't shown real punching strength at higher weights yet.
I have no problem against you, bro, but we talking business right now. I will knock Devin out for sure. For sure.
You don't think he's hitting a little harder at 47 than he was at 35 and 40 growing into that weight? That's a no.
It looked like it.
It looked like it.
It looks
to us, Keyshawn.
To me.
Let's see how hard I hit January 31st.
I like it.
Do you think you're already a bright enough star that he'd be willing to take? Because, as a businessman, risk reward. You think you bring enough to the table that he'd want to take the fight? He would take the fight?
Hopefully, bro. I hope he would take the fight. In terms of answering your question, a bright enough star, he's already entertaining me on Twitter and social media and stuff like that. So I guess he sees some money potential in this fight right here. But what I would like to do is I would like to become champion, because that just speaks for itself. Once I come to the champion with the table, you can't
Davis says Devin Haney has never shown him respect since their early days, and he believes Haney has always underestimated him, claiming Haney didn't see him as a serious threat and failed to acknowledge his skills even as Davis has climbed the ranks toward elite opponents.
The situation with you and Dev.
Yeah, I never with Cuz.
Why?
Because Cuz never with me.
On what tip?
Bro, it was like times where like, me, I was always around Shakur as an amateur and shit. So Shakur introduced me to Floyd, Devin Haney, all that type of shit. So there's a hell of times I'm around Devin Haney and we 24 fitness playing basketball, regular shit before niggas became celebrities type shit, or just who we are today. And nigga never even looked me in my eyes. Nigga never showed me respect. Like nigga never. Shakur always like, yo, this nigga Keyshawn, this, that, third. He like, for real? That nigga still a kid. And like, he just never gave me my respect.
He sent you.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bitch ass nigga, you know goddamn well, nigga. Now I'm here, nigga. And everything Shakur been saying, nigga, I lived up to it and then some. What you talking about? And he's still like, his father used to, it's crazy because my beginning of my professional career, his father used to be like, oh, shit, the businessman. What's up with you? Like, dap me up.
My man.
And,
So you always
Dev,
was the businessman.
And Dad was keep his face forward and like, damn, I can't get no pat. Like, nigga, we African American. You can't show me no type of love. You're weird.
All right, well, how about this?
So you been a businessman
Yeah, hell yeah.
since like an amateur.
Yeah.
Keyshawn Davis showed up and publicly challenged Bill Haney, asking him to promote this fight with Devin Haney, saying he's ready to step up and that if Haney won't support making the matchup happen, Davis will still beat Devin in the ring, pushing for respect and positioning himself for a high-profile bout.
Wait, but listen, you still got an opportunity when you go handle your business right here, because you know me and you are in the DMs, correct? And you know you told me that you would look like an opportunity. I believe you.
Not Jermaine, now what we doing?
The same thing that we talked about we were going to do in the DMs before you picked Jermaine.
2026, we doing it.
You promise?
You promise. You the promoter.
Well, I got you. Listen, in the DMs, I got your word on it. All right, just stand on it. Good luck, handle that business, okay? All right.
Keyshawn has evolved as a fighter, showing improved power, discipline, and focus by stopping Jermaine Ortiz, the first to finish him. Even though Ortiz had previously gone the distance with elite fighters like Vasily Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez, Davis is proving he is rising fast toward top-level competition.
Keyshawn Davis returned to the ring, stopping Jermaine Ortiz, something that Teofimo Lopez, Lomachenko couldn't do against Jermaine Ortiz. Heck, they had tough battles with Ortiz. Keyshawn relatively was in control and made this look easy. All right, let's talk about the first half of this fight. It was a very awkward and ugly fight as Jermaine Ortiz was moving all around, kind of jittery. Something we anticipated Jermaine Ortiz would do. That's kind of how he fights, really awkward type. Keyshawn Davis was like, all right, cool. The jab was phenomenal for Keyshawn. Yes, the power punches through like the first half of the fight were even. The jab was way in favor of Keyshawn Davis. That's how he was able to keep Jermaine Ortiz at range. So when Ortiz tried to come in quickly, Keyshawn wasn't having any of it. Then the second half of the fight, really rounds 8 through 12, Jermaine Ortiz realized, I can't keep doing that. I'm gonna have to just stand right in front of him and kind of box and try and land some shots, because Ortiz did land some shots on Keyshawn, nothing of note. And then when he stood in front of him, man, Keyshawn picked him apart. The jab, the right hand, the left hand, hooks. I'm telling you everything. Keyshawn Davis is back. In the 11th round, stops him with drops him with a body shot. Goes to the head, nice right hand. Then you can see on the replay, he looks down, sees Ortiz is covering with his hands up here, looks at the body, sees it wide open, left hand to the body, drops him. Ortiz has to take a knee. Then the 12th round, Ortiz has an awful left eye, swollen, basically shut. They're like, all right, last round, let's go ahead. Keyshawn, 15 seconds left, does what he needs to do, gets the stoppage, the TKO. Ref says, yeah, no, I can't do it anymore. I can't watch this. And Keyshawn Davis is back. Hey, he called out Devin Haney immediately after the fight. He wants to go up to 47. Already looked pretty big, looked strong at 40, but says, hey, I can go to 40.
Davis reflected on his debut at 140 pounds, noting that he felt unexpectedly comfortable and confident in the new weight class. He described feeling physically stronger and more resilient than anticipated, allowing him to absorb his opponent's punches without losing momentum. Throughout the fight, Davis maintained consistent energy, pacing himself strategically while steadily wearing down Jermaine Ortiz. He explained that even as the rounds progressed, he was determined to secure a stoppage, keeping the goal of a knockout in mind from the early rounds. His patience combined with sustained power and endurance culminated in a decisive 12th round stoppage, cementing his dominance. Observers and analysts widely praised the performance as impressive for a divisional debut, noting that Davis not only adapted well to the new weight, but also showcased championship-level composure and finishing ability.
Bro could punch a little bit. I was surprised. I'm like, damn, okay. But yeah, man, I just felt like, I feel like he had a lot of respect for me in the ring. I feel like I was already getting to him in the weigh-ins and press conference. I don't know. I think I just always get to my opponents before I fight. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what it is. But I just be being myself, for real. And he was showing me a lot of respect in there in the ring. But also, as the fight just kept going on, we both got comfortable with each other, like, all right, bet. So I did fear him actually trying to win, for sure. But, like, after a while, as I kept punching him and as my strength and energy was not going down, he was just in there. So then after like 6 rounds, I'm like, all right, I got 6 more rounds to go. I'm really about to try to stop you now. You know what I'm saying? Even in the 12th round, I'm like, I'm about to stop you. Like it never left my head. Like, I'm about to stop you. Like, every round, I'm about to stop you. I don't know when it's going